Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Welcome to our first PU Computer Science online classes. Now, in today's class, we are going to complete the next most important concept. The name of the concept is called as the for statement. As we know that in our loop structure, three important types are there here. So, the three important types are while statement, do while statement and call as the for statement. As we know, we already completed while statement, and also by using the concept of while statement, we completed one suitable example for the while statement, and also we know that the explanation about the do while statement, and just only in last class we completed the suitable example for our do while, that is just here we finding whether the number is a power of 2 or not a power of 2 here. Now let's, in today's class I am going to tell about some concept in our for statement. As we know the meaning of the for statement, correct? Now the for statement is also called as the fixed execution looping statement. So it is the other name of the for statement. As we know that while pre-tested looping statement, do while post-tested looping statement, and for is called as the fixed execution looping statement here. And the for statement can be used when we are going to use the for statement here, or in which situation we are going to use the for statement. So we can say that the for statement is used when we know in advance, or when we know exactly how many times a particular set of this statement is to be executed again and again. Correct? Now here we should know about this one. That means maybe n value is equal to 5. Okay, the n value is equal to 5. If you are using I less than 5, I less than n, as we know that n value is equal to 5, that means here we can say that how many times the statement going to repeat? The statement going to repeat 5 times. Correct? No? So what's the value of the n? N value is equal to 5. So we can say that 5 times. So here just only I completed. That means the for statement is used when we know in advance exactly how many times a particular set of this statement is to be repeated again and again. Correct? No? Before that only, before going to use, we know clearly how many times it's going to repeat here. And the for statement can be either used as the increment looping statement and decrement looping statement. So here we can say that the syntax of the for statement, how we are going to write the syntax. So the syntax of the for statement, or the general format of the for statement: for opening of the parenthesis, expression 1 semicolon, expression 2 semicolon, expression 3 closing of the parenthesis. Correct? Look here. So we can say that means the expression 1 initialization, expression 2 final condition, till where we need to execute this statement here. So the final condition, and expression 3 only called as the increment or decrement looping statement. As we know that the meaning of the increment means here we are using plus. Okay, the plus is the symbol of the increment operator, and in case if you are using minus is called the symbol of the decrement operator. So clear this point here. So ಇಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ದಿ ಅದರ್ ನೇಮ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಲೂಪಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಟಿಲ್ ದಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ನೋ, ಟಿಲ್ ವೇರ್ ದಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ satisfied, till there it going to execute the statement. I already given the example n value is equal to 5. That means we can say that till 5 times the statement going to execute, the condition going to repeat. So if the condition till where the condition is satisfying, till there it executing the statement here, and such for statement can be used as the maybe sometime for the increment looping statement, that is called as the plus plus, or may be called as the decrement looping statement. So this is the explanation. Okay, now after completing the exploration, now let's the general format of the for statement. The general format of the for statement, such a general format only called as the syntax of the for statement. So first of all, I am going to start for opening of the parenthesis, expression 1 semicolon, expression 2 semicolon, expression 3, but no any semicolon here, closing of the parenthesis. We open the parenthesis, so we are going to close the parenthesis here. Then later next line, opening of the flower bracket, then if the condition is true here, then executing the block of statement. As we know the meaning of the block of statement, the meaning of block of statement means the group of statement here and that are separated by semicolon and closed within curled braces here, that one that is called as the block statement or compound statement. So if the condition is true, statement 1 semicolon, statement 2 semicolon, statement 3 semicolon here, closing of the flower bracket. So clear this point here, the meaning of our syntax. So here we can say that the expression 1 represents the initialization, correct? No, the expression 1 represents the initialization. Maybe we need to initialize some value to the variable. If you are using I value is equal to 1, that means here we can say that we not just only I initialized value, that is called as the expression 1. The expression 1 represents the initialization. One example we can say as the I value is equal to 1. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ I ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಗೆ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಇನಿಷಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅನ್ನು ಇನಿಷಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಎಷ್ಟಂತ I value is equal to 1 here, and later I am using this semicolon as it is. How I used in case of the syntax as it is, I am going to use here. And expression 2 represent final condition, that means till where the condition going to satisfied. Clear this point here? So we can say that I value less than, I value less than is equal to, or we can say that I less than n, or sometime we are using as the I less than is equal to n here. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಬಹುದು ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ I less than n ಅಂತ ನೀವು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, if you are going to take I less than n, that means here we can say that just till the 4th position, okay, kya 4th position the value going to that means the condition going to satisfied here. But in case if you are using equal sign, till where the n value is there, till there it going to satisfy the condition. Clear this point here? Equal sign or without equal sign. So this is the meaning of the expression 2 here. So we can say that if you are using the equal sign, if you are using I less than n, that means just only till fourth position, till only the 4th, okay, condition, the statement going to execute here. But in case if you are using is equal to, that means the n value is equal to 5, till there, till where the n value is there, till there it going to satisfy the condition. So that is called as the expression 2. So expression 2 represent the final condition, okay. I less than is equal to n here, and later we need to use the semicolon. And expression 3 represents maybe the increment expression, or maybe called as the decrement expression. So here we can say that I plus plus, okay. Sometimes we are using I plus plus, or sometimes depend on the, or based on the program we are using I minus minus. If you are using I plus plus, that is called as the increment expression. If you are using I minus minus, is called as the decrement expression. So clear this point here. If such condition is true, okay, in this case here, if such condition is true, I value is equal to 1, I less than is equal to 5 here, that means sure, n value, 1 value is less when you are going to compare with the 5 value here, that means the condition, the statement going to execute, and I plus plus means, that means next time the I value is not equal to 1, next time the I value is equal to 2 here, again going to check the condition, 2 less than is equal to 5, as here 2 value is less when you are going to compare with the 5 here, executing this statement here, then I plus plus 2 plus 1 here, that means I value is equal to 3, so like that depend on the condition, till where the condition is going to satisfy, till there it executing the statement. When I value is equal to 6, okay, the I value is equal to 6, I is equal to 6, 6 value less than is equal to 5, 6 value is less when you are going to compare with 5, no, the 6 value is greater when you are going to compare with the value 5 here, that means the condition is false, not going to execute the statement. So this is about our for statement, okay. Now after completing the general form, that is called as the syntax of the for statement, now let's the flow chart of the for statement. As we know that the flow chart, that means here we are using the symbol is called as the looping statement, okay, kya? The looping statement symbol kya? And in case of the looping statement I am using for counter is equal, okay, for counter is equal to initial value to final value, artha aita, for counter is equal to initial value, as we know that first of all we need to give some of the value, this is called as the initialization, initial value, and this is called as the final value, final condition. So I am using for counter is equal to initial value to the final value, okay. If the condition is true, then sure it executing the statement, statement 1, statement 2 and statement 3 going to execute. How many statements are there? Maybe sometime it contain a single block or single statement here, and sometime it contain a block of statement. We know the difference. Single statement means just one statement going to execute if condition is true, one statement going to execute here. If condition is true, sometime it executing the block of statement, that means group of statement. The examples are the statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, and after executing the first condition, if condition true, executing this statement, and later again it will go to check the next condition whether it applying or not, correct? No, so just call as the next counter, clear this point here, the call as the next counter. Now such next counter going to add with the our for counter, clear this point here, the next counter that is called as the I plus plus or maybe I minus minus, the next counter. Next time the value going to make the increment, I value first of all 1 ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, maybe initialization depend on your initialization, it not necessary just only you have to start the I value as 1, you can start the I value is equal to 2 also, it depend on you, okay, how the program you want to complete and what type of result you want in our program here. So we can say that next counter that is called as the I plus plus or maybe it is called as the I minus minus. So that is or this one is the flow chart of our for statement. And after completing the flow chart, now let's some important note about our for statement. So what are the note we can say in case of the for statement here? So in case of the for statement, the first of all we can say that if condition is checked, correct? Now first of all we are going to check the condition whether the condition is true or false. So the condition is checked, and if the condition is true, then sure the loop of statement that is called as the group of statement or single statement going to execute. If the condition is false, that means the loop ends, correct? Yeah, so just only I want to repeat again here. First what I am going to do, first of all I am going to check the condition that is called as the condition is checked. okay kya? And if the condition is true, then loop continues. That means the block of statement going to execute, or maybe single statement going to execute here. But while going to check the condition, if the condition is false, then loop ends. Clear this point here? So we can say that maybe it continue or depend on the condition, the loop going to ends in this case. So the end is called as the control exit from the for structure. Correct? No, when it going to ends means sure we need to move the next statement, that is called as the loop exit. Okay kya? For our the loop exit for our for structure. So this is about our first note here. And later next one, the second note, we can say that first note ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಆದ್ರೆ ಶೂರ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್, ದಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಆಸ್ ದಿ ಲೂಪ್ continues here. As we know the meaning of the loop meaning here, it depend on the condition. If it is true, then execute a set of the statement again and again, that only call as the loop. Okay here? So we can say that if the condition true, loop continue. If the condition false, loop ends. Okay, when it is going to ends in this case, then sure we need to that means comes out of the for statement, that only call as the exit for structure. Okay, and later this second point we can say that as sure we can say that if condition true, statement is executed as usual. Correct? No, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಆದ ನಂತರ ನಾವು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅದು ನಾವು ಬರಿತೇವೆ. ಇಫ್ ದಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ರೂ, ಶೂರ್ ಇಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ದಿ statement. So we can say that sure if the condition is, after checking the condition, if the condition is true, the statement is executed as usual here, and maybe it can be either single statement or maybe it can be our block of statement. Correct? No, it's not necessary. Maybe sometime the program need to execute the single statement, or sometime the program need to execute the block of statement here. So we can say in this case here, maybe it contains single statement. Okay, if condition true, sure it executing this statement here. And later words we can say that maybe the statement, which type of statement going to execute, maybe the single statement or maybe it contains a block of statement. But you should know it about this one. If it is contain block of statement, then sure such a statement going to enclosed within curled braces. Okay kya? The enclosed within curled braces ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ okay without flower bracket also you can write here. But also sometime if the condition going to execute the block of statement, then sure such block of statement need to enclosed within curled braces, CURLED, curled braces. The curled braces only called as the flower bracket, opening and closing of the flower bracket. In between we need to write the statement. Okay kya? So this is about our second point here. And later next one, the third point we can say that, see when you are going to check the expression 1 and expression 2, expression 3, sure we need to use the semicolon. Correct? Now in this case here, so we can say that the initialization and final condition, or we can say that the initialization and the increase fields are optional. If you want you can take in the program, if you don't want no need to take in the program here. So the initialization and increase fields are optional. Okay kya? But in all cases whatever you are going to use in program here, if you are going to use any for statement, then sure we can say that the semicolon sign between them must be used compulsorily. Clear this point here? Maybe if you are using the expression 1, if you are not using the expression 1, but also you need to use the semicolon. Okay here, the semicolon between the expression 1, expression 2 and our expression 3, but no any semicolon here. So finally we can say that here maybe here initialization or the next is increase field are the optional, but what we need to use compulsory, that means the semicolon we need to use compulsorily. Clear this point here? Compulsorily in case of the sign between the expression 1 and the expression 2. Okay, so all are the some important note about our for statement. Now We already completed some explanation about our for statement. We know the general form that only call as the syntax of the for statement here, and later we completed the flowchart and also we completed the note of the for statement. And after completing, now I'm going to solve one program for our for statement. Now what's the question here? So the question to find the factorial of a number using for statement. So now in this program, it's a very important program of practical program here, and in this program I'm going to find out the factorial of a number, and the factorial of a number I'm going to find out by using the concept. The concept name is called as the for statement. As we know, the syntax of the for statement: expression, that is for, opening of the parenthesis, expression 1 semicolon, expression 2 semicolon, expression 3 closing of the parenthesis, later next line opening of the flower bracket, statement 1 semicolon, statement 2 semicolon, statement 3 semicolon, closing of the flower bracket. So this is the syntax of the for statement. Okay, now we know the syntax of the for statement. So before going to write the flowchart or maybe the program of the for statement, first of all I want to tell the solution of the how to solve the program here. So just only call as the solution of the program. So in this program, first of all I am going to read. As you know that the meaning of the read means we are going to input some value through the keyboard ಇಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂವನ್ನು ನೀವು ಮಾನಿಟರಿಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು read ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. So the first point here I want to say the first thing about the read, the non-negative number. As we know the meaning of the non-negative number, that means here plus number, positive number is called as the non-negative integer number. So here in this program, first of all I am going to read the non-negative number, that only call as the positive integer number to the keyboard. Okay, here so positive integer number n from the computer. So for example the n value I want to read, the n value is equal to 5. So ಯಾವ ನಾನು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕೀಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಇಂದ ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, I am inputting the value, the n value is equal to 5. The n is called as the non-negative integer number, n is equal to 5. Okay, now the second thing, and after that, after inputting some value to the variable n that is equal to 5, here I am initializing two variable. As we know the meaning of the initialization, that means providing some value to the variable is called as the initialization. Okay, so here the second point, just only I am initializing two variables. Okay, here the two variables are, now what are the variables here I am going to use here. So the variable, the first variable name is called as the fact, and I am initializing the value to the fact, that is equal to 1, and the second variable, that is the counter variable, that is our I, the I value is also equal to 1. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? n value ಕೊಟ್ಟ ನಂತರ ನಾನು two variable ನಾನು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. So what are the variable I am using in this program? The first variable name is the fact here, and what's the value I initialize to the variable fact? The value is equal to 1, as well as I am using one more variable. The variable name is the counter I variable. Okay, and also I am initializing value to the variable I, that is equal to 1 here. And later the third step I am going to use here. So maybe actually I need to use I value less than is equal to n. Till that means if such condition is true, it executing the statement. Okay, if such condition, as we know that I value is 1, okay, the 1 value less than is equal to, what's the value of n value is equal to 5. That means the condition is true, correct? No, so 1 value is less when you are going to compare with the value 5 here, that means here the condition is true here, it executing the statement. As we know that it not that means it not a most important point, we already know, many times I informed you about this one. When I value is less value, when you are going to compare with 5, then sure it executing the statement, correct? No, sure it executing the statement. But also we can say that in this case, after that, when the I value is greater than, okay, the I value is greater, when you are going to compare with the value n, means sure here we need to stop the program. But before going to stop the program, we need to display the value of fact. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ಸೊ in this case first of all we know that two initializations are that. So when it going to execute this statement, ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ನಾನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಐ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಲೆಸ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು n. as we know that I value is equal to 1, so just I used in this example by using the expression value 1 less than is equal to 5, correct? No, if such condition is to condition true, no, 1 value is less when you are going to compare with the 5 value. If the condition is true, sure it executing the statement here. But maybe after executing one by one here, we know that the I value going to make the increment, correct? No, I plus plus, second time 2 less than is equal to 5, executing this statement. Next time 3 less than is equal to 5, sure executing this statement. Next time 4 value less, when you are going to compare with the value 5, sure executing this statement. When it becomes 5, I value is equal to 5 value equal to 5, sure executing this statement. But when I value reach to the 6 here, 6 value less when you are going to compare with the 5, that means the condition is false, sure not going to execute this statement. So that only I written as the when I value is greater, when you are going to compare with the value 5 here, then sure we need to stop the program. But before going to stop the program, we need to display the value of the fact here. So displaying the value of the fact, okay, in this case here. Otherwise maybe displaying the value of the fact in this case, otherwise we need to follow, that means maybe I value less than is equal to n, means here to execute this statement we need to use one process here. So what's the process? The process is, now let's I am going to write in case of the number 5 here. So clear this point here. Otherwise, so here we can say that if I value is greater than n value, then sure we can say that display the value of the fact and stop the program. Otherwise maybe I value less than is equal to n, we using one process. The process is the fact value is equal to fact into I, okay? So fact value is equal to fact into I here. Now let's I am going to do the calculation. That means when how it going to make the calculation for this position, for this condition I value is less, when you are going to compare with the n here, it doing or it making one process here. The process is the fact is equal to fact into I here. As we know that the fact value is equal to 1, okay? So 1 value into 1. So when you are going to multiply 1 into 1, now the value of the fact is equal to 1, okay? The value of the fact is equal to 1, in this case 1 into 1 is equal to 1. Now the value of the fact is equal to 1, okay? Now later next one, as we know that the fact value is 1, correct? No, the fact value is 1, but I value going to make the increment. Now I value is 2. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ? ನಾನು ಈ 1 ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತಗೊಂಡದ್ದು? As we know that fact value is equal to 1 here. So fact 1 into I value is also 1 in this case here. So 1 into 1, the answer, the fact value is equal to 1. Second time the fact value is this value, correct? No, so this is our fact value here, but I value going to make the increment here. So when you are going to multiply 1 into 2, the value is 2. Now this is the value of the fact. Okay, now fact value now just only changed. The changed value is the 2 in this case. Now we know that 2 into, now I value make the increment, that is equal to 3 here. 2 3s are 6. Okay, so this value is called as the fact value. Clear this point here. Now this is our fact value, and later next one is about, now fact value is the 6 into 4. Okay, I value is equal to, make the increment, that is equal to 4. 6 4s are 24. Correct? No, 6 4s are 24. Now this is our fact value. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ? So 6 into 4, we know that the value is 24 here. Now this is our fact value, and 24 into 5, now the value is 120. Clear this point here? So this is our fact value. That means how many times? So 1 2 3 4 5. So I value is equal to n. That means I did the calculation till 5. Okay here, till the n value, till our 5 value here. So we can say that when I value is going to make an increment, when you are going to compare with the n value, we need to stop the program. Correct? No? So till 5 I completed the calculation. So that means we can say that means here, hence the factorial value is equal to 120. Okay, should get the result is equal to 120. So clear this point, how we got the answer for the factorial. Okay, now we know that. Now let's how to complete the flow chart. Okay, now in this case the flow chart, first of all we know that it going to start by using symbol. The symbol name is called as the terminal symbol. So clear this point. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ? ನಾನು ಹೇಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಐ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಐ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 6 ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ 6 ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ is greater when you are going to compare with n value. So we need to stop the program, and later before going to stop the program we need to display the value of the fact here. Correct? No? So here we can say that the fact value is equal to 120. Correct? No? So the fact value is equal to 120. So fact is equal to 120. So this is the result of the program here. And later now the flow chart, first of all we need to start the flow chart, and later as we know that after completing flow chart we need to input value to the variable n, and with that we need to initialize two variables. The two variables are, if you want you can use separately, otherwise you can use in one process only. So how we are going to use separately? Separately means just by drawing the process symbol separately you can make the calculation, otherwise in one process symbol only you can write the initialization to the variable. Fact is equal to 1, I is equal to 1 here, but let's here I am using separately. Okay, so fact value is equal to 1, and the next thing about the next process symbol, by using the process symbol I am using one more initialization, that is I value is equal to 1. So no any changes, whatever I completed in flowchart the same thing I am going to complete in our flowchart. First of all the start is there here, and later next one is the inputting the n value, then initialization of two variable. The initialization, one is the fact and second one is the I value is equal to 1, and after the initialization sure the step 3, that means here I am checking one condition whether the condition is true or false. Here depend on the condition, depend on the number, maybe it going to display true or maybe it going to display as the false here. Now let's, by using our decision symbol I am going to take one condition. The condition is I value less than is equal to n. Okay, is I value is less when you are going to compare with the n. If the condition is true, if I value is less, one value, maybe if you are using I value as 1 starting step, in starting step I value 1 ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Correct? No? So 1 less when you are going to compare with the n value is equal to 5 here. The n value is equal to 5. So if such condition is true, okay, true, then sure here, that means here one calculation going to occur. The calculation is the fact value is equal to fact into I. Okay, the fact value is equal to fact into I. ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಈ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಇದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ is the fact is equal to fact into I here. As we know that just to make the next calculation we need to use I value is equal to I plus 1. What's the meaning of this one? The meaning is very simple, that is equal to I plus plus. What's the meaning of I plus plus? I plus plus means I is equal to I plus 1. So just only I return I plus plus, that only is equal to I is equal to I plus 1. Clear this point here? So ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ? Now it going to that means check the statement again and again until the given condition becomes satisfied. So again and again after that one calculation ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So I value less than is equal to, again one value is less when you are going to compare with the 5, then sure executing, that means making the calculation, this calculation later words will get the fact value as 1. Okay, now later next one we need to make the increment of the I value. I is equal to I plus 1. Again it going to check the calculation. If it is true, calculation, it going to make the calculation fact is equal to fact into I. So like that it will go again and again until the given condition becomes satisfied here. If the condition is false, whenever the condition is false, when the condition is false, when I value is greater, when you are going to compare with the n value, I value is greater when you are going to compare with the n value, if such condition is false, correct now kya? So this is called about our, so that means if our this condition is false, okay, then display the fact. Clear this point here? Display the result of the fact, and lastly we need to stop the program. Okay, so this is the flowchart about our factorial. So clear this point now, how it going to display the result here? As we know that first of all we need to input the value, we need to take the initialization, that is equal to fact is equal to 1, I is equal to 1, then we need to make the checking of the condition. If such condition is true, fact value is equal to fact into I, all those calculation going to occur, I value is equal to I plus 1, again and again it will go, okay, by taking the increment of the I value. Maybe if this condition is false, then going to display the fact and stop the program. Now let's how to complete the program here. Now just as we know that to complete the program we need to write the header file, that is the iostream.h. I am not going to tell each and every point here, as many times I said the meaning of the iostream.h here. So just only such hash include iostream need to write by using the angle bracket. Okay here, so this is called as the angle bracket, in this case the iostream.h here, and the other header file hash include conio.h to use the function CLR, SCR, and also the function getCH. And with that maybe in case you want to display any information one after the another, then the header file iomany.h going to use the full form of the iomany, that means the input output manipulation, and such manipulation holds the object endline and set w. And later next one, as we know that the program going to start by using the function is called as the void main open close. Here we are going to start the program, and also when you are going to open the flower bracket, it indicates starting of the program, the opening of the program. And later next one, what are the variables we need to use in the program, such a declaration of the variable we need to do here. So now let's sum of the declaration of the variable. The first variable is the n, with that we need to use I, correct? Now here we need to use n as well as we need to use the I here, but in case of the variable fact here, I am going to declare such variable fact by using the data type. The data type is called as the long. Okay here, but in this program no need to use the long data type here. In case if you are using int fact here, no any problem, but maybe sometime you want to make the calculation of the long number, maybe the n value is equal to 100. Okay here, that means the calculation going to going to start very lengthy, correct? Now in this case here many lengthy calculation we need to do in case of the n value is equal to 100. That means here this program is going to write here such a program need to execute to all type of the n values. Clear this one? Maybe the n value is equal to 5 or maybe the n value is equal to 100. This program need to execute, should give the result to every n value. Okay, so because of this I am using long fact. So I am taking the data type long here for the variable fact here, and such a statement going to, that means the variable declaration going to terminate by using the semicolon and also int n comma I semicolon. So clear this point here? Okay, now all are called as the declaration of the variable, and later after declaring the variable just only I am using CLR SCR open close semicolon. Okay, so I already used the header file, that is the conio.h in this case here, conio.h here, and later next one after that, after the declaration, now what are the variable I want to use in the program? I already declared after the flower bracket n I here by using data type int. Okay, and later long fact in this case here, that means as we know that when you are going to make the calculation of the fact, it going to that means increase the value in case of the fact here. Maybe lastly the 5 value is equal to 120, maybe if you are going to 6, n value is equal to 6, maybe 720. So like that the many increasing number we will get in case of the fact here. So because of I used the data type as the long here, CLR SCR, and later next one I want to display the message. So as we know that the displaying of the message going to write by using the cout. So in case if you want to wish to write any message, then cout, as we know that the operator is the stream insertion operator, then opening of the double quotation, enter a number. Okay, the enter a number we need to write, we need to enter a number here, and after entering the number in this case, after entering the number, so later words we can write, that means here to input some value into the number by using sin function. Okay, here by using the sin function here. So sin, that means here when it going to display the message, enter a number on that time through the keyboard here, I am entering some value to the variable n. Okay, so because of this sin function going to use, as we know that it takes, that means which takes the input that is given by the user, and the operator is the stream extraction operator n semicolon, that means we inputting some value into the variable n. Okay, and later next one, sure, after completing input n here, then we need to make the initialization. So the fact value, how I declared the fact value in small letter. So fact value is equal to 1. As we know that how we are going to declare, like that only we need to write or we need to take such variable name in the program. So I am using fact value is equal to 1 here, but don't think I value is equal to 1, as we know that here by using which concept we are going to complete the program. The concept is the for statement. Okay, by concept, by taking the concept for statement. So now later after initialization to the variable fact is equal to 1, now I am going to use the concept. The concept is the I value is equal to 1, I less than is equal to n, I plus. Okay, kya? So this is, as we know that means expression 1 initialize, the expression 1 represent initialization, expression 2 represent final condition till where we are going to check the condition here. That means we know that till the n value, what's the value you are inputting to the variable n, till there it going to execute the statement. Okay, after checking of the condition, and I plus, as we know that every time the I value going to make the increment here. Now that means in this case we completed I less than is equal to n, we already used I value is equal to 1 here, and later we already used the I is equal to I plus 1, that is only I plus here. Then if all this, after checking the condition, if the condition is true, then sure it going to make the calculation. The calculation is the fact is equal to fact into I. Okay, so this type of calculation going to occur, but you have to remember it here, just only one single statement going to execute. Maybe in case When you are going to use the single statement, no need to write such a single statement by using the flower bracket. So I am not going to use the flower bracket, okay, just for our single statement. We already used I value is equal to 1, I less than is equal to n, I is equal to I plus 1, that only I plus plus here. If all are, after checking the condition, if it is true, then calculation going to occur. The calculation is the fact is equal to fact into I here. So clear this point here, and after the calculation, then that means here till the calculation, till the condition is satisfying, till that it going to make the calculation. But maybe if the condition is false, then sure it going to display the value of the fact here. So how it going to display? As we know that while going to display the value, see out, okay, and whatever you want to display on monitor, such one going to write by using the double quotation. So I am writing the message as the factorial of, okay, factorial of n. That means how it going to display? Factorial of n means if you are not using double quotation, what's the value we are using for the variable n, such value going to display. So n ನಾನು ಏನು ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ 5, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ? Factorial of 5, okay, factorial of 5, but equal sign going to display as a message here. So factorial of 5 is equal to fact, okay. That means if you are not using double quotation, then sure the value of the fact going to display here. So before going to complete the program, that means before going to execute the program, get ch and closing of the flower bracket we need to write. So this is the program of the factorial. So lastly, when you are going to execute the program, as we know that how we are going to execute the program, correct? No, after completing the program, we are not going to draw the flow chart, okay, in our computer, and while going to execute the program, this one just only we are going to write in book, okay, in this case here. But this program we need to write by using the computer, and after completing the program properly, when you are going to execute the program, first it going to display enter a number. On that time you need to enter 5 through the keyboard here. Then after that it going to check the condition till the condition is satisfying, till that it going to make the calculation. If the condition is false, going to display the value of the fact. So how it going to display the value? The value going to display as the factorial of 5 is equal to 120, okay, clear? So this is the result of the factorial. So clear this point, how we are going to complete the program, okay. So this is very important program. So the program is the factorial of a number using the for statement. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.